Okay, so we're fucking back here with Fish. He's here. There he is. I was about to say he's here somewhere. How you doing?
Fucking tired. Work's just been going
Nonstop.
almost.
Oh.
Now that the holidays are finally about over, it's calmed down considerably. So that's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, you probably just have like the those like end of the year sale people coming in, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lots of those motherfuckers. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I score on those sales all the fucking time.
Yeah, at least one of us does. Fucking, it's not that I'm not allowed to buy anything. I'm just not allowed to buy anything during work.
Right.
You know?
And it's like, I don't want to go out of my way to go when I'm off.
Right. On top of that, like it's like I've typically been closing, so it's like because I'm warehouse, I stay an hour after the store closes to do like closing duties and like kind of like security stuff.
So are you just like are you not allowed to shop like on the days that you work, period? Or like is there some leniency there?
I'm not allowed to shop while I'm working.
Okay, so
and I'm not allowed to buy anything outside of store hours.
Gotcha. Well, that makes sense because there could be fuckery involved there. That makes total sense.
Right. I think the only time I was able to get away with that was there was somebody on register who hadn't done the till yet.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like maybe 3 minutes after store closed, and like the last customer had just gotten rung up, and I was like, "Hey, can I get a water?" She's like, "Yeah, sure." So it just rung me up real quick, and that was that.
That's just a fucking water, you know. It's not like it was like an actual product from the store. You know what I mean? Like an electronic or something.
Let me buy an Xbox.
Oh shit. Okay, so the reason I brought you here today is because I wanted to ask you this question of when is too late for a sequel? And the reason I'm bringing this up is because James Cameron has started talking about Avatar 2 again, and he's talking a lot of shit.
Well, first of all, I enjoy his movies. Not Avatar, but mostly everything else he's done.
Right.
All right. Fucking, if he wants to talk shit, I guess that's fine. But, like, it all depends on what kind of shit he's slinging.
So...
And... Go ahead.
No, finish what you were saying.
And when it comes to, like, how late is late for a sequel, or how late is too late for a sequel, I don't really think there is, in a way.
Okay.
Because I mean, look at John Carpenter and the Halloween movies.
Okay, good example. Very good example of a very late sequel working very well. Very good example.
Yeah, so we have the most recent Halloween sequel, which basically completely disregards the rest of them and retcons everything after the first one, which I find fine.
Yeah, I love
that. Because like, it was always kind of weird that it's like, oh yeah, there has to be some kind of familial connection. And it's like, especially after Laurie Strode ended up being a spoiler warning from a movie series from the 80s.
I'm sorry, almost 40-year-old movie. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. We almost had 2020, fam. But
once again, this is being recorded pre-2020. Just a disclaimer.
Well, obviously, we're not fucking live.
Well, I know,
although that could happen. But yeah, so retconning everything. Fucking apparently there's like a horror trope where in the subsequent sequels, if it wasn't established in the first one, apparently the heroine is supposed to be related to the killer in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I mean, even even Nightmare on Elm Street went on that trend with number 6, Freddy's Dead.
Friday the 13th went that same direction with fucking Chasing Ghosts to Hell.
Yes. So yeah, I think Laurie Strode being related to Michael Myers was, if not the first in that trend, it was definitely the catalyst for it.
Right.
Because that was a big one.
Yeah, it definitely was.
So going to the newest one retconned all of that. And they actually made mention of it in the movie, which I found fucking hilarious. It's oh yeah, even...
Wasn't it her brother?
It was the granddaughter talking.
Yeah.
And she was yeah, the tabloids were even trying to say that, my grandma was his sister or something like that. Was it true? No,
you fucking idiot. Yeah, see, that was
right?
one of my favorite things that happened, because another one that did that was Texas Chainsaw in its most recent movie.
I
not
honestly
its most
haven't.
recent, but its most recent reboot, I should say.
That's fair. I haven't seen anything post 2003 Texas Chainsaw.
Okay.
And that one, I don't understand what happened to Michael Bay to go from being part of legitimately interesting horror-esque or horror movies to whatever the fuck is going on now. Because going to Transformers... Okay, Transformers was great. Everything after the first one is very confusing. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shouldn't look like that, okay? I don't know what the fuck happened, but go back to 2003 Michael Bay. That's all I'm asking.
God.
But yeah, that one with fucking Jessica Biel and the chick, spoilers, the chick in the first 6 minutes of the movie blowing her fucking brains out in the back of a Jeep.
Isn't that fucking dolly shot brilliant though?
It really was.
By far
and that
one of the most fucking brilliant shots in movie history. And that was all practical, I believe.
I want to say, we actually let me fact check this, but yeah, it's yeah, I don't know what the fuck is happening.
We
but
need someone to look up shit for us,
right? That would definitely help.
But anyways, continuing on with the Avatar thing. So my whole thing with too late for a sequel. I feel that there are some films that if they should have gotten a sequel, they should have gotten it when the movie was popular. An example that I tend to go to for that is Tron. Don't get me wrong, Tron Legacy was okay as far as a sequel goes. But it wasn't the sequel to Tron that we thought we were gonna get. It wasn't for fuck's sake, Tron isn't even in a good portion of the movie, and he's a fucking bad guy for most of the movie. So what the fuck, spoilers. Fucking what else? I had another one. What the fuck was it? Son of a bitch. I mean, hell. Freddy vs. Jason, you could even call a late sequel. You know what I mean? For both franchises.
Yeah.
Because this is my view of the movie. That movie is fantastic when it's actually Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah.
Because for the majority of the film, it's a fucking Friday the 13th flick. And then you get a little bit of Nightmare on Elm Street, and then it just turns into a clusterfuck. And then you actually get to see Freddy and Jason.
Worm.
The fucking worm that possesses the goddamn fucking View Askew universe ripoff. The fucking J ripoff. Like, tell me that motherfucker was not a ripoff of Jay. Like, you know those movies just as well as I do. That motherfucker was a total ripoff of Jay.
He was a bargain bin Jay. He really
totally fucking was. He totally fucking was. It was fucking insane.
Oh my god.
Hell, honestly, I think a lot of people would agree with this. Personally, I think the new Star Wars trilogy is too late. I think it came out too late.
I don't feel like it's too late. I just feel like it doesn't have any care put into it.
And that's what I kind of mean by, like, too late. Because, like, at least... I mean, I can't believe I'm fucking saying this. At least with the Phantom Menace and the special editions, or not the Phantom Menace, but the prequel trilogy and the special editions, is George Lucas really cared about making those changes to the original flicks. You know what I mean? It's not like he just wanted to, like, throw that shit in there, you know, because he fucking could. He wanted to because he felt like it would help expand the world more. And I don't think any of us are really over Jar Jar yet. I know, aren't you? Like, I know you're a fan of Jar Jar, aren't you?
I'm a fan of the comedic relief that he represents.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of the racial stereotypes that seem to come across, whether it's blatant or not. But at the same time, like, I'm one of the people who's like, even if I don't like a character, why should I give the actor shit?
Yeah.
Because, like, he's gotten a lot of shit.
And,
like, I don't think he's really touched any like filmmaking anything or acting anything since then.
No.
And I want to say we both saw that interview.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, he hasn't done much since those movies. And
like even a newer example of that with I'm so sorry, I forgot her name. Carrie Marie Tran.
Oh yeah.
I forget if that's I don't really pay attention
Kelly
to names all that. Kelly Marie Tran. Okay, that is it. Yeah. I apologize.
Yeah.
Like with her leaving social media, what, twice, or was it just the once?
I don't
because
know.
Like she got such shit for Rose's character, and it's like, if the character's not that great, or if the character's not written well, you know, the actor can do what they can to make it better or to make them more palatable. And that's not on her for it's on her for the character's portrayal, but not for the character's reception.
Actions.
And yeah, so it's like, why would you give shit to the actor who portrayed them when it's the character you don't like?
I don't know.
It's like I'm not gonna run out and fucking like curse Mark Hamill for how Chucky turned out in the new fucking Child's Play.
I'm not gonna like be at a Comic-Con and see the fucking kid who played Joffrey on Game of Thrones and try to fucking strangle him.
Yeah. I want to say his name is Jack Gleason. Not to be confused with Jackie Gleason from The Honeymooners, right? Fucking... Oh, trust me, there have been many confusing, like, lookups and whatnot when all of that was happening.
Oh my god.
But, like, fucking, you gotta look up, like, Jack Gleason, the kid from Game of Thrones or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and even to throw back an older movie, this is kind of an odd interpretation of it, but, like, you know, like, if you go back to, oh god, what year was it? With fucking Red Dragon. Like, you're not gonna go out and like yell at Ralph Fiennes,
yeah,
who played the baddie in fucking Red Dragon because the tattoo didn't look as good as it could have. Like, I know that one's more ridiculous, but that's how ridiculous this shit all sounds anyways.
Yeah, it's very true. It's very, very true, and it's very, very sad. But yeah, like, and personally for me, I feel like this sequel for Avatar should have come out when an Avatar was being talked about, when it was fucking popular. You know what I mean?
I just don't see how they can do sequels in the first place, considering the original was just Pocahontas with blue cat people in space.
Oh, well, see, now they gotta save the ocean.
So it's a Little Mermaid in space?
And then there's 2 more movies, so I don't even fucking know, man. Maybe we'll get...
Okay, so we're just going down the checklist of Disney movies in space.
I mean, Disney has a fucking hand in Avatar now. Like, there's a fucking Avatar exhibit at fucking Disney World.
Why, though?
Who fucking knows, man? I didn't know... Like, honestly, I didn't know Avatar was a relevant fucking thing anymore. By the way, for those of you who are somehow fucking confused about what we're talking about James Cameron's Avatar, not talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't even want to talk about the cinematic disaster that was.
I will. I got stories.
Oh no, I don't want to. I don't want to. Just because
I went to the midnight premiere.
Why? How could you have even thought for 1 second that thing was going to be okay?
Because I was young, dumb, and hopeful.
But this was during Shyamalan's bad time. Which some people would say never really stopped.
Wow. Okay. Rude.
I wouldn't personally say that, but there are some people out there who would say that Shyamalan's bad movie streak still hasn't ended.
And that's fine to have that opinion. I don't agree, and I can explain why I don't agree. And The Visit. I thought The Visit was really fucking good.
I didn't know that was one of his flicks. I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
I just remember that the first time I saw the trailer for that fucking movie, I was really fucking stoned, and I was sitting on the couch, and the preview for that fucking movie came on, and the last shot was the grandma going, "Sweetie, can you get inside the oven to clean it?" I fucking burst into laughter when I fucking saw that. Just because it was so fucking out there. Just because I was stoned, so I was looking at it, through fucking, for lack of a better term, green goggles. Fucking, so... And I just thought this shit was hilarious. I couldn't fucking breathe. The chick I was dating at the time thought I was fucking insane. She was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? This is a horror movie." I was like, "Are you sure this isn't a fucking comedy? She just told that little girl to get in the fucking oven to clean it. Are you sure this isn't a comedy?"
No, I actually went to see it in theaters, and I really enjoyed it. And that scene in particular is funny for a different reason. Because it's like, grandma says, "Get into the oven," and the kid looks at her like, "The fuck do you mean?" And it's just like, "Don't worry, dear, you're not in it's like the gas is off, or give some bullshit explanation, but it's
Fuck
like
you,
my old bones, I can't get in there, and it's like, okay. And let me tell you, these kids, for as scared as they were, they fought like hell, and it was amazing. But yeah, no, that was actually a pretty good movie in my opinion. I might get some shit for that, but I don't fucking care. And then Split was fantastic.
I loved that fucking movie. That movie was fucking brilliant, especially because it was a sleeper sequel to one of my favorite Shyamalan movies, Unbreakable.
Mine is personally The Village.
I wasn't a huge fan of The Village for a long fucking time, and then I actually sat down and watched it. and it was pretty good. I think we can all agree Lady in the Water is the one where things started going sideways.
It was odd, but I enjoyed it. Justin's definitely the one. Our buddy Justin, who is not here with us this time.
Yeah, he was on the debut episode of this fucking podcast.
That's right, he was. He will shit on that movie until the day I roll over in my casket. I don't agree. I agree there are some story elements that are a little confusing, but as a whole, especially like at the time, Shyamalan had this weird way of doing things where it's like you can see what's coming, you can physically see it, and somehow it'll still make you jump.
Yeah.
Lady in the Water has that exact thing.
That was the one thing that I noticed about that movie, because there was a point in time where my dad was showing me like all of the Shyamalan movies. And this was back when I was in, I would say, 5th or 6th grade. So that was 2010. No, not 2010. I'm an idiot. Fucking 2000,
You're a fucking idiot.
2006, 2007 area. 2005, I think. So Lady in the Water had just come out on DVD. This is back when people watched DVDs, kids. And we sat down and we watched this movie, and I remember there were parts of, like, I remember really enjoying that movie, but at the same time, there was some silly shit in that movie. There was some silly fucking shit in that movie. Like the dude with the one massive arm.
It's like, yeah, just working out this one side. Yeah, I'm good. It was like his right arm and his left leg.
Yeah, dude, the thing that I really can't that makes it to where I can't fucking watch that anymore is that fucking episode of Family Guy where fucking Quagmire finds out about internet porn. And, they don't see him for like 3 days, and he just comes outside to get he's like, just getting my mail, and fucking his arm is massive.
Just like flexing over there.
Oh my god. But yeah, like that's what that shit reminds me of now. But yeah, I honestly, that is one of the few movies that I can actually stand Paul Giamatti in.
You don't like Paul Giamatti?
He's hit and miss for me. He's very hit and miss. I'll tell you this much. I will tell you this much. It is a shame that we never got to see him fully play Rhino. It is a damn shame. Because I think that would have been fucking brilliant.
Good God.
Because here's why. They were clearly basing the Amazing Spider-Man movies on the Ultimate Universe. They were clearly using the Ultimate Universe as source material. That was especially confirmed when the second movie with how Electro looked.
Yeah.
Especially at the end with the mechanical Rhino with a tiny guy inside, that's straight up Ultimate comic source material. I don't understand why everybody had such a problem with it. I will say this right now.
I don't know.
I didn't hate Amazing Spider-Man 2. I did not hate it. I disliked Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man 1 very much, simply because the suit looked like hot garbage. I hated that suit.
The suit could have been better. It was definitely made better in the second movie, but like I didn't care for the first Amazing Spider-Man because of the design for the lizard.
Yeah, the design for the lizard was fucked up, man. But ironically enough, the first Amazing Spider-Man movie holds my number one spot for Stan Lee cameos.
Yes, the library.
Yes, that is hands down number one, the best Stan Lee cameo.
Oh God, it was so good.
Just because that is some typical comic book Spidey shit. You know what I mean?
Yes. But the reason why I didn't care for Amazing Spider-Man 2, and like we've gone through this like a million times, but I'll just go on the record saying, um, Tobey Maguire did a wonderful Peter Parker,
Yes.
but his Spider-Man was left a little lacking when it came to the original incarnation, who was very quippy and, like, just quick one-liners
Don't
and
get
that
me
sort
wrong.
of thing.
When he had quips, they were good quips. Because he did have a few good quips, especially in Spider-Man 2.
Yes, and Spider-Man 2 is still like one of the best Spider-Man movies to have ever come out. Alfred Molina will always be best Doc Ock.
My ranking for the Spider-Man movies is Far From Home, Homecoming,
Yes.
Into the Spider-Verse. Actually, you know what? I would honestly put Spider-Verse above Homecoming, to be honest with you.
Ooh, actually, good point.
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse was fantastic.
I would definitely put Into the Spider-Burst, into the Spider-Purse. It's just about Aunt May going on a shopping trip. Oh, fuck.
God.
Anyways, so Far From Home, Into the Spider-Verse, Homecoming, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, Sam Raimi, Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man. That's my ranking for the movies.
That emo Parker fucking... Like, there was a lot of bad things about Spider-Man 3, unfortunately. But emo Parker really, really killed it.
Yeah. I mean, I remember as a kid enjoying it, but rewatching that movie as a teenager, because I'm a fucking Spider-Man fan. Of course I'm going to rewatch that movie a billion fucking times in my life.
Oh, same.
You know? So, but...
I got the 5-movie collection on fucking Blu-ray.
Yeet.
Yeah.
But, like, I watched that movie as a teenager, and fucking, god damn it, I can never remember his goddamn name. I'm so sorry, whatever your name is. But the guy who played Sandman seemed like the only person who wanted to be in that movie. And J.K. Simmons.
Gotta love J.K. Simmons. And the fact that he's
back.
Another spoiler
yeah, spoilers.
Warning. He's back.
He's fucking back.
As Jameson.
I think
in
that
the
is,
MCU.
That is fucking absolutely brilliant. Like, they were looking for someone to cast in the MCU as J. Jonah Jameson, and they were just like, fuck, guys, like, there's literally nobody else who could play that character. We have to get him, guys. I don't care what it takes. We have to. If we do not get J.K. Simmons in here, this movie is not being released. I feel like that was the conversation.
In all honesty, it kind of feels like J.K. Simmons just like enjoys playing it so much that it's like, we'll offer you a good cup of coffee and like $60, and he's like, sold. But then again, like J.K. Simmons actually seems like a legitimately like interesting person to be around. He seems very nice. He seems very cool. He's a little intense on set, obviously, because he's just that good.
Yeah.
Like, if you've seen Whiplash, you can see how intense that motherfucker can get.
That dude, he scared me in that movie. He fucking scared me.
But yeah, like he outside of that actually seems like a cool person to hang around with, and he seems like he really does enjoy what he's doing.
Oh yeah, 100%. I fully believe that he enjoys what he's doing. It's fucking awesome to see him back as J. Jonah Jameson. We're obviously going to get to see more of him because a drunken Tom Holland saved Spidey in the MCU.
Yes. Confirmed minimum 2 solo movies, and it was either 2 or 3 team up movies because of that. If I remember it correctly.
I am praying I'm not going to assume anything, but I am praying that they decide to one of his team up movies, because Fox is now in the picture. I really hope one of the team up movies is Spidey and Deadpool. I need to see that before I die.
Even if we get like, because it has been confirmed recently that that Ryan Reynolds is working on Deadpool 3
with Marvel Studios.
Is it are they really throwing it under the whole Marvel umbrella now?
I believe they are trying to figure out a way to incorporate it. And honestly, Kevin Feige has been hinting at a very important character appearing in Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness.
Ooh.
I don't know what that could mean. Like, I don't know what context he could be talking about, but one of those characters definitely could be Deadpool.
I'm really hoping it is, because, like...
That would be the perfect way to introduce him, too.
Oh, it absolutely would, because, like, with all of the MCU movies that have come out so far, they've all been PG-13. They haven't crossed that R rating threshold yet, right? Either PG-13 or less.
Yeah, I don't believe we have actually had an MCU movie breach the R rating, because I know... Yeah, because Logan was not...
Logan was Fox.
Yeah, Logan was Fox. Deadpool 2 was Fox. Dark Phoenix was not even R. I'm an idiot.
Dark Phoenix was not even relevant.
If they decide to include it, if it is going to become a part of the MCU, because we have seen him in the MCU, Kevin Smith's Howard the Duck might be joining the ranks soon.
Oh God, that would be fantastic.
I mean, Kevin Smith is currently working on a Howard the Duck script.
Oh, that's gonna be beautiful. But like, you know, what I'm getting at is, if they do have Deadpool come in, because of the nature of his character, it's like, I think we've cracked this joke before. It's like, okay, so Deadpool is self-aware, correct? Constantly making jokes to the audience, talking directly through the fourth wall. So, of course, if they incorporate him into the MCU, into other movies outside of his movie, then you could always go the route of, I know this is a PG-13 movie and we only get one F-bomb, possibly two.
Okay.
For free before an R rating.
I have a requirement for one of these.
Oh dear, what?
So, appears in a Spider-Man movie, actually gets it out once, and then he goes to say another one, gets his mouth webbed shut. Spidey looks him dead in the face and says, "Hey, everybody gets one."
Oh, fuck's sake. I was actually going to go the exact opposite route, and it's like, he's getting ready. He's ready. Like, it's about to hit. That F-bomb is about to be dropped. And then you hear Tom Holland go, "What the fuck?" And it's like, God damn it, Parker! That was mine, and you know it. Like, what? Do you not read movie ratings?
Or even better, when he does that, you just hear a voice go off in his suit. You just hear Robert Downey Jr.'s voice go off in his suit and go, "What did you just say, young man?"
Like if you hear RDJ's voice, just language. Mr. Stark, and then you hear Friday go, "Oh no, that was just a that was just a countermeasure."
Or even better, in one of the new Avengers movies, fucking he ends up cracking something like that, and next thing you know, he's having to dodge the fucking shield, and fucking Sam Wilson looks him dead in the eye and goes, "Language."
Fucking getting told off by Clarence. Oh god.
I honestly cannot wait for Winter Soldier and Falcon. I honestly can't wait for that.
Same here.
Because I think that shit is going to be fantastic.
You know, I'm gonna actually look up the roster for the next two phases, because like the only one that I remember like having kind of an issue with, not even because of what it is, but because of like when it is. Now, if you want to talk about sequels that are too late, okay, Black Widow.
Okay.
Not necessarily a sequel per se, but it is a sequel.
But it is a movie that feels like it's coming out at a time where it's like, hey, where the fuck was this, like, when we were all asking for it 6 years ago? And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure people have continued to ask for this movie. I'm not going to assume that anybody has stopped asking for that movie.
I feel like it's going to be great, but it's going to feel like too little too late, especially considering, spoilers, that she's dead.
Yeah, she is. She's dead. But I give you this.
She is canonically dead, unless they bring out an alternate dimension Black Widow for future movies in like Multiverse of Madness. Why are we getting this Black Widow movie now? It should have been this before Endgame.
Yeah, we should have gotten this before Endgame. I believe as far as when it takes place, I believe it's between Civil War and Infinity War. It's during the point in time when she goes into hiding. So, perfect excuse.
Oh, yep. Film is a sequel to Captain America Civil War and a prequel to Avengers Infinity War.
Boom, look at that. But
set to be released May 1st.
Here's what I'm looking forward to. Russian Captain America being played by David Harbour.
Yes.
And Taskmaster.
Wait. What?
Have you not seen the trailer?
I didn't think that was Taskmaster.
Yeah, the guy who's shooting the bow out of the top of the truck with the skull-like helmet.
They should have got. I feel like they could have gone. They could have gotten a little more leeway,
more comic booky, giving him a hood at least.
Voiced by Crispin Freeman. That's gonna be a good voice.
But yeah, so Taskmaster is being brought into the MCU, and presuming he doesn't die in this movie. I think it's a movie. It's not a series. Fucking, that is another character we may get to see tangle with our favorite web slinger.
Especially considering Spider-Man 3. So, the MCU Spider-Man 3 is going to be coming out during Phase 4. It's coming out in 2021.
Yeet.
As of right now, the lineup goes Black Widow, then the Eternals, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which I'm super excited about.
I don't know
kind of upset that
anything
the Ten
about
Rings. The Ten Rings were used by. This is like the.
Cliff
it's not
Notes.
even the Cliff Notes version.
I love that I said that before you did too. Oh my god!
It's not even the Cliff Notes version. It's like a tidbit that like no one really knows. But the Mandarin was the one who held the 10 rings, and ultimately was the one
The real
who
Mandarin,
created Ego.
for those of you who saw Iron Man
created
3.
Ego, the living planet.
Oh.
So Ego wasn't originally the mind of a celestial that just gains planetary traction, as it were. It was a being that was created by the 10 rings.
I'm very interested in this now.
So, yeah.
Especially because
So there's that.
Marvel movies are very good with adding well-timed comedic elements, and Kumail Nanjiani is in this movie, who is a very funny comedian. So I am now very much looking forward to seeing this, especially seeing that there is a fucking potential Guardians of the Galaxy connection.
I'm not 100% on if there actually is going to be a connection, considering they've already basically given the story of like Ego was created by his own his own consciousness. But we'll see how it goes. So, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, I'm super excited because a lot of people gave Benedict Cumberbatch shit for Doctor Strange, only because like he doesn't look quote unquote conventional. He's still he is a good looking dude.
I think he's a perfect live action version of Stephen Strange.
Thank you.
That is
Same
exactly
here.
Okay, they have been very, very good in the MCU, even outside of the MCU, of casting the right people for these roles. Robert Downey Jr., perfect Tony Stark. Chris Evans, perfect Captain America. Chris Hemsworth, perfect Thor. The list fucking goes on.
Which is really funny because Chris Evans, it's like, oh, that dude.
He was
that
also
dude
a
who had
perfect
like
Human
whipped
Torch.
a whipped cream thong. It's like, yeah, he also played Johnny Storm, and it's like, are you sure you want that to be your Captain America? It's like, I don't know, but I guess we'll find out. And then he goes through Captain America, the first Avenger, and it was phenomenal. And it's like, yes, this is Captain America.
It was like, yes,
and then,
that is America's ass.
yes, going all the way up until what we have now. It's like, can you see anyone else doing that role better than fucking Johnny Storm?
Absolutely not. And honestly, how fucking hilarious would it be if Chris Evans said fuck it and came back to the MCU, not as Captain America, but as Johnny Storm?
Oh, good God.
I think that would cause an uproar, but it would also be fucking hilarious.
God, I was actually going to crack a joke about fucking why not have Michael B. Jordan come back? And It's like, oh, wait, that's right. He's Killmonger.
Yeah, that's right. He is Killmonger. Fuck, that's right.
Dude, we're having a really weird trend of Johnny Storm coming back as an even better character.
Yeah.
In the MCU.
Well, I'm hoping that now that the Fantastic Four is in the MCU, I hope we can get a good Fantastic Four movie. I hope we can get a good Fantastic Four.
Oh, God.
Because I feel like the next appropriate big bad to introduce into this universe, into the MCU, would be Galactus.
Yes.
I think Galactus would be the next appropriate step for the MCU as far as a big bad goes. And Galactus, as far as I know, has in the beginning was predominantly someone who was involved with the Fantastic Four.
What's really funny is I remember seeing a fan casting for the MCU Fantastic Four now that Fox has been bought up by Disney.
Right.
And I fully fucking agree with it. Well, almost fully. So
Do you have it in front
the
of you?
one that I see most is John Krasinski and Emily Blunt being Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm,
Yes.
and I fully agree.
100% agree.
Here we go. Here's the list. So Sam Claflin, as Johnny Storm,
Hold on. I gotta look you up
best
properly,
known
though,
for Hunger Games Catching Fire. Let's see, who did you play in Catching Fire? Finnick Odair? Oh, I think he's the broski with the trident. Have you not read those books or seen the movie?
No, I was not a fan. How do I spell his name?
They were Claflin. Those either Claflin or Claflin.
Yeah, I don't recognize him.
Okay, well, he did good.
Okay.
And then, unfortunately, this one wouldn't actually work considering we already have him in the MCU. David Harbour as Ben Grimm.
Yeah, we now have him in the MCU in the Black Widow movie. But yeah, I would definitely that would have been a good choice. That definitely would have been a good choice. What about the other? What about the other guy that played Hellboy?
Did you really just disrespect Ron Perlman like that?
I was about to say his name.
Okay.
I was just referencing that, because fucking we brought up David Harbour, who recently played Hellboy.
Fucking, I was gonna say, don't
No,
you
I
dare.
I know who fucking Ron Perlman is, motherfucker.
Okay, good. Oh, dude, Ron Perlman coming in as Ben Grimm would actually be pretty fucking legit.
That would be pretty interesting. I'm not 100% on if what version of that character we would get to see through him. I don't know. Can he do accents? Because one of the key things about playing the Thing is you gotta get that fucking Brooklyn accent in there.
I better than you, more than likely, but I think he could do it. And even if not him, I think this is gonna be a weird one, but I think he could pull it off. And I'm gonna get pushback.
Mm-hmm.
I know I am. He could do either Johnny Storm or Ben Grimm, but I think fan casting, it would be interesting to see Jai Courtney come in as one of those characters.
Jai Courtney. Why does that name sound so familiar?
This is why I'm going to get a lot of pushback, because he was Captain Boomerang in Suicide Squad. But he's done
yeah.
I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback because that movie was fucking terrible.
Oh,
but
no. His character was fucking amazing. There were characters in that fucking movie that were awesome.
But by association.
Unfortunately, free.
Yes. But here's a movie that he did a fantastic job as the no bullshit bodyguard kind of asshole.
Yes.
He played the bodyguard and the lead bodyguard, second only to Zek, I think was his name in the movie, or that was the actor's name. I do not remember. I apologize. But Jack Reacher.
Never saw it.
Oh my god!
It
is so good.
Kiefer Sutherland? Or am I thinking of
that's
something
that's 24.
I'm an idiot.
No, Jack Reacher.
Chris Pine
in 24.
Chris Pine?
What about Chris Pine?
I'm trying to figure out who the lead in that movie is.
Tom Cruise.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't want to say Tom Cruise in case Tom Cruise was someone you didn't care for.
No. Okay, he might be a douchebag Scientologist, but that motherfucker can act, and he's been in some great movies.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. That's literally the only reason I didn't guess Tom Cruise is because that's a very divisive actor.
Which is weird. Like you can like their work without liking them. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You can like someone's work and not like the creator. And vice versa.
I mean, I like Tom Cruise in fucking what's that one movie? It's like Live, Die, Repeat. Edge of Tomorrow or some shit like that.
Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah.
I love that fucking flick.
Edge of Tomorrow, Oblivion, Jack Reacher and its sequel. Fucking the Mission Impossible movies.
See, like, that's the thing. That's something that's fucking crazy to me. You want to talk about some powerful fucking sequels? How the fuck has there never been, like, as far as I have ever heard, there has never been a bad Mission Impossible movie.
I don't know. They've just been great.
Like, what the fuck is
Excuse me, I'm eating a Kit Kat.
No, you're good. I'm about to fucking take a bite out of a cookie. But yeah, what the fuck is going on with that series? To where, oh my god, I need something to drink. My mouth is so fucking dry. Jesus Christ.
Choking too hard.
Okay. That is much better.
Wunderbar.
But yeah, so... Okay. So, Tom Cruise. Why did we start talking about Tom Cruise?
Because I referenced Jai Courtney outside of Suicide Squad with Captain Boomerang.
Right.
And used Jack Reacher as that reference, which you haven't seen, and went down the list trying to guess who was the lead in that movie and ended up on Tom Cruise. Hey, I got us back on track for once.
Cool. All right. But either Johnny Storm or Thing. I honestly think he would be a better Thing, to be honest with you.
He does have an imposing presence.
I think that would fit his personality a bit better, and who knows, maybe the Brooklyn accent, like that gruff Brooklyn accent or Queens. Fucking please do not come at me. I am not a Fantastic Four person. I do not know where Ben Grimm is from. I know his fucking name at least. But I think that accent is probably easier to do with an Australian accent.
Oh, okay, so you already knew then. Okay. Not many people actually knew that he's Australian.
Because I'm looking at his bio
actually
right
does. Now. Ah, that's why. Because what's it? No, he does a great traditional American accent, and by traditional American accent, I'm talking about Cali neutral American accent.
Hey, bro, I'm an American. Oh no, wait, that's what everybody thinks Doctor Strange sounds like.
I don't get it, because Benedict Cumberbatch doesn't do a bad job at all.
It has gotten better over the course of the movies that he's been in. I will say that.
In the MCU?
Yes.
I don't think he did a bad accent in the MCU.
In the first Doctor Strange movie, he did it very well, but there were a few moments that were kind of weird where you could definitely tell he was
the accent slipped.
Yeah, where you could definitely tell he was fighting his natural accent. You could tell it was a problem in quite a few moments. Didn't hinder the performance though.
No, not at all. I feel like our R's are even with that, our R's are, our R's are much more different. They're a lot harder.
Yeah.
Than so when English actors come over and they try and do an American accent, it sounds weird because they're not used to that hard R.
Yeah. Speaking of ours, hey, George, have you
Really?
turned your house into a fortress yet?
I'm what?
Talking about
I'm
George
so
R.R..
confused.
Like, speaking of
Ah, gotcha.
yeah, like, has he, like, turned his house into a fortress yet? Because, like, people were not happy about the end of Game of Thrones. I know that much. I don't watch it. I didn't watch it. I wasn't invested in it, so I had no plane in the fucking race. Oh,
I've
God,
seen
that was
it.
an awful example.
I've seen it. I've been invested, so I can speak from that front, not as a crazed like I'm going to murder someone kind of person,
Mhm.
but like it's sad because it got to a point in Game of Thrones where they caught up with what was currently in the books. They were going off of George's notes, but still had to like essentially fill in the gaps themselves.
Right.
And that is ultimately what killed them. It's not necessarily because George didn't have the detail. It's that I can never remember their names, but people call them D&D, which gets me very confused. But the two heads of Game of Thrones, like they just kind of did their own thing. And by doing their own thing, they kind of ruined all the character development there was with the previous
Source material.
let's see. How many seasons are there? 8. 5+ seasons worth of character development thrown out in less than 2.
Jesus Christ. Wasn't that show only supposed to go on as long as the books were?
Yes.
Like, here's the thing that
and-
I never understood about that show going on as long as it did. I thought I thought that show should have ended with them killing, with Arya killing the Frost King, or whatever the fuck. That right there is where that show should have ended. Fucking spoilers, by the way.
Arya Stark killing the Night King.
The Night King. There we go. Like, don't you think that's where the show should have ended, honestly? Like, because that was kind of what the whole show's arc, that was what the whole, because, that happened in season 6? That was kind of like what the whole last 6 seasons were about.
No. That was season 8, episode 3.
Jesus.
So, here...
Well, shouldn't it have
Here's
ended
where
there, then?
No, because there were several other plot points that were still being worked on that hadn't been concluded yet. And so it's like there are several different storylines. There's revenge for the Stark family from Arya and possibly Bran. We don't know, but it's actually no, I'm sorry. Arya, revenge for the Stark family. Jon Snow trying to figure out his destiny and go to whichever side he like agrees with, and like with Daenerys, it's like I could see you leading and being a good person, even if I am the heir. Spoilers. Even if I am the heir, I don't want it. And it's like for a lot of people, it's like, no, that's exactly why you should have it. It's because you don't want it, and you'll actually like do well. There's that. There's everything with Cersei and fucking Jaime's redemption. Fucking Gwendolyn Christie's character. Fucking there was a lot. So it's like the Ice King was like the ultimate evil that was supposed to be like the band together and destroy it, else it destroys the world kind of a thing.
Right.
Which, of course, Cersei's not going to go for because she's a cold-hearted bitch. But
yeah, I know a bit about Cersei as well, and fuck that bitch.
Right? Although the actress did a phenomenal
No,
job.
she did a phenomenal job.
All of the actors and actresses who were like a prominent role in Game of Thrones did beautifully.
Jason Momoa. I know he had a pretty prominent role for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, he was called Drago in the first season.
Yeah, that fucking guy.
But yeah, like there there were a bunch of different storylines that needed to get wrapped up in 3 episodes. And
because that was gonna work, right?
And the creators just kind of flipped it around and fucked it into submission.
And they just said fuck
like
it. They just said fuck it.
Yes. Which is and they rushed it. They rushed it really bad.
Ugh.
Because they had a contract, or they had just finished signing a contract with Disney to do a Knights of the Old Republic movie and or trilogy.
Oh, that's right. We've talked about this before.
So they rushed Game of Thrones, the biggest TV show in TV history. They eventually killed it because they rushed it in order to move into Disney's pocket. And then I don't know what happened there. They are no longer a part of it. I don't know if they said, we're just going to back out because nobody's happy with us. Or if Disney was the one who said, dude, you had the best resume on the earth and you just tore it up and spit on it. What the fuck? But either way, they're no longer a part of it. And The Mandalorian is now a thing completely separate.
Yeah.
That's like, hey, we can do this shit too. Fucking, I love Jon Favreau. I really do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. But yeah, so it's like that whole
Season 2's already been confirmed.
I heard. I am excited to hit my my 7-day free trial of Disney Plus so that I can fucking watch it, because I've just heard amazing things about it.
Yeet.
Especially because it sounds like if you've ever heard of a YouTube channel called Overly Sarcastic Productions, there's 2 people who are the main like faces of it, I guess you could say. There's Blue, who's the historian, makes videos on like maybe different historical texts, different time periods, like Renaissance era, or like regions, for example, or religions, that sort of thing, just the history behind them. And then there's Red, who like she does the trope side of things, the one of the series is called Trope Talks, and she does like the literary, like creative side of that whole thing, like mythologies and not necessarily historical works, but works that are well known in history, like the Iliad or the Odyssey or that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Fucking, I was reading a thing. She had like a list of tweets, like a thread. A thread. I know how to internet. But she had a thread that was like, one of the things I love about The Mandalorian is that it's full of tropes and they all work.
Yeah. See, for me,
it's just so great.
What I've seen so far, I haven't seen the whole thing. I'm not going to give out any spoilers for this.
Thank you.
To me, it feels like how the beginning of A New Hope felt like. It feels like a Western, almost. It feels like a Western in space.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, like you have to fucking watch it. I think as soon as we're done with this podcast here, I'm gonna go fucking watch a couple more episodes now that I know the season's over.
Yeet. I'm gonna watch the last episode of The Witcher.
How's that? Let's fucking talk about that. How's that?
if there was anyone on the fence about Henry Cavill at all, I don't see why, but if they were at all, fucking watch it. It may not be everyone's cup of tea, but oh my god, if you know what's going on, because like it, to my understanding, because I haven't played the games outside of like the first handful of missions in The Witcher 3.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, pardon me.
Right.
Fucking so it's a book series that deals with Slavic lore, I believe.
Oh. You
and
keep talking, I'll look it up and find out to confirm.
Okay. So the Witcher is about like the Witchers themselves are characters who are essentially like bastardized perversions of magic, because these are kids who were orphaned, who were taken in by magic users, who were imbued with magic, which the process nullified their emotions, gave them physical strength, like heightened dexterity, senses, all of that. It gave them the ability to use magic, and in terms of physical changes, it gave them yellow eyes and snow white hair.
Oh.
Those are two defining features of a Witcher.
Mm-hmm.
They're essentially monster hunters.
Okay.
And their reputation has gotten so horrific over the possible centuries, that they're essentially shunned from society. Think like old school elves and humans.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the half elves who are both sides, but neither accepts them. It's kind of that situation.
I can't seem
So the
to
Witcher's
find what type of lore it's based on at the moment.
Give me 2 seconds. Oh, Polish.
Oh, it's Polish lore.
Yeah. The Witcher is a fantasy series of short stories and novels by Polish writer. I'm not going to say that. Andrzej. No, not going to try it. I do not want to take the chance of butchering that name. But it is Polish lore, excuse me, not Slavic. But it's got the lore is fantastic. And going through Geralt of Rivia's story is fantastic. I believe it's loosely based on the third game, or a combination of the games, which are, of course, adaptions of
The books.
the short stories and novels. And it's just interesting. Henry Cavill plays an amazing Geralt. Amazing.
Been seeing a lot of thirst tweets.
You're not wrong.
I've been seeing so many.
Yeah. Just because, like, I've not sure if it was fan service or if it's just like actually taking a scene from the game, but like the beginning of The Witcher 3 opens up with Geralt in the bath.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Doesn't show anything, but it's that exact pose where it's like
Hey.
fucking legs hanging over the side of the tub, arms up, elbows on the side, just kind of laying back like, yeah, this is the life.
If there was
And fucking-
if this water wasn't here, you could perfectly see my cock.
The fuck? But
I mean, like, what if,
But-
hold on, but like, what if he was fucking like, what if like some fucking like barmaid had ended up walking in and it gave him like a stiffy, and then there's just like this fucking mushroom cap sticking out of the water? What if Game of Thrones can fucking show dick? Why can't The Witcher?
Hey, they showed dick, but not hard on. Okay.
Oh man.
Fuck's sake.
Oh,
God damn it. What were we talking about? Fucking Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
He does a great job. So shut your fucking mouth and let me explain.
Hey man, as long as he wasn't filming another movie where he absolutely contractually had to have a mustache, we're good here.
God, fucking Mission Impossible 6 was just great. And, like, I'm sure the reshoots would have done great for, was it Justice League or was it Batman v Superman?
It was Justice League.
Well, I'm sure they would have done great if he didn't have the stash, but goddamn, that was a clusterfuck in and of itself.
Oh my
I'm not
God.
sure it would have helped save
So
anything.
from what I heard from a lot of critics is when they went and saw it in theaters, it really wasn't that bad.
It's only when you get down to a smaller screen you can really see
it was when it
where
got down to
fucks
a
up.
smaller screen. When honestly just the whole movie started looking even worse than it did in the theaters. Now, I can't speak on that. I didn't go see it, but I have a little bit of faith in the DC movies now because of haven't seen Joker, but I've heard great things about it, which is something you don't hear about DC movies.
Same.
Haven't seen Joker, heard great things. Haven't seen Shazam. I really want to see Shazam. Shazam looks really fucking good. Not gonna lie though, I saw a trailer for fucking Wonder Woman 84 when I went to go see fucking Star Wars. Not looking good.
Really? Because I've seen a couple of trailers and I'm thinking like, wow, this actually looks pretty fucking good.
The thing that bothers me about it the most being, I mean, you've seen my aesthetic. My whole thing is, fuck, give me a second. Coming down from a cold, so.
You good?
I love the fucking 80s. Like, I love 80s movies. I love everything about them. Everything looks way too modern.
That's fair.
Like, I was like while I was watching that trailer, and I was, seeing, and I was looking at the costuming, and the set design it leaves a lot to be desired. I'll say that. From what I saw in the trailers, it leaves a lot to be desired. But the costumes, if you were to show me that trailer and I didn't know that there was this movie called Wonder Woman 84 coming out that had to do with, her living in the 80s, I would have looked at that and been like, and then, once I saw the title card that said, WW84, I'd have been like, that I would have looked at you dead. I would have looked you dead in the face and gone, "That's not the fucking 80s. That does not look like those people. Like, you mean to tell me that those people that are dressed like they are living in Los Angeles in 2010 is from the 80s? Bullshit. Try harder. Especially when you've got things like Stranger Things out there, which is, very, very nostalgic of the 80s. And yet the people that fucking made it are like, kind of like how people like to say, fucking, if you were born in 97, 98, or 99, you're not a 90s kid. That whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like that whole chestnut. Almost. Like they were born in like either the the Duffer Brothers. That's who I'm referring to.
Yeah.
They
Pardon me.
were. I'm going to assume they were born in the late 80s. Like.
The Duffer Brothers were both born in 1984.
Okay, so yeah, they were born in 84. So they were kids through most of the 80s. So, but as far as Stranger Things goes, like, that is perfectly portraying the 80s from two guys who didn't necessarily fully grow up in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, in my opinion, and remember, this is just my opinion, I'm just some fucking idiot with a microphone, so remember, that really doesn't mean much. Anybody can fucking do this. I think that it, like, if you were a teenager, if you were anywhere from the age of 12 to 16 in 1982, that was like prime. That was the prime time to be alive in the 80s. Prime time. Because everything was fucking booming. It was really starting to turn into the fucking age of excess. Like, holy shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, the fact that two kids who really, I mean, I'm calling them kids when they're older than me, but, like, just the fact that, like, two people can create something that is so nostalgic for a time they didn't necessarily live through is insane. And I love it. And somehow this big budget major motion picture, from what I have seen, has failed to capture that. Like, god damn it. If you're making a movie called Wonder Woman 84, it better feel like a goddamn fucking Wonder Woman movie if it was made in the 80s. Linda Carter cameo and all, motherfucker, let's go.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Let's do it, you know? I don't even know if that fucking TV series was on in the fucking 80s, but, like, come on. Throw me some...
No, but you can still go that
she
route.
still alive? Fuck. Like, that's a question you have to ask now. Like, because let's see, the original Batman has passed on. The original Superman passed on.
Linda Carter, Wonder Woman TV show where she played Wonder Woman was made between 75 and 79, and yes, she's still alive.
She's
68 years.
But yeah, fuck yeah. Get her a fucking cameo. And when was the show on? I'm sorry.
75 to 79.
Oh, okay. I mean, close enough. Fuck it. Come on. Star Trek had the balls to do it.
You right?
Did Shatner ever make an appearance in those movies?
In the new ones?
Yeah.
The Abrams ones?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I don't know. I never watched them.
Oh, man. Because I saw the first one. The first one was really fucking good. And the second one wasn't terrible, honestly. Like, the second one was okay because, like, they introduced the character of Khan. And it was played by fucking Benedict Cumberbatch.
Mm-hmm.
So, fucking fantastic. The third one, I did not hear good things about. The third one, I heard, like, I guess kind of, like, killed the series, because I haven't heard about any new ones, but maybe that's because JJ's been working on Star Wars.
Oh, God. You could make so many, like... Yes, he's come to the dark side. Kind of bullshit jokes. I'm seeing a lot of mixed things because, like, some people are saying that he was offered a cameo that Shatner denied, while there's others saying that that whoever was working, like Jason Isaacs, I think, doesn't want to do a Shatner cameo because it's cheap.
Oh, but a Leonard Nimoy cameo wasn't?
Oh.
Like, what the fuck? Like, you can have the original Spock make a cameo because of time travel, but not the original Kirk? Fuck you. Fuck you, you bitch. The fuck is wrong with you?
I'm not really a fan of the original anyways.
I mean, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of Star Trek, but if you're gonna fucking do it right, you pussy.
I'm a Picard person, so sorry.
Oh, dude, fucking, I love Picard. Do not get me wrong. Picard is the shit. I can't wait for the fucking new series for Picard.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fucking excited as shit for that. I'm not saying that, like, I like Spock and Kirk better than Picard, because I'm sorry, you just can't fucking say that, because fucking... You just can't. You fucking can't. You can't. Picard is fucking better through and through. But... like, my whole thing was just, like, if you're going to do, like, cameos from the original cast, why puss out, you know? If it was really, like, someone working on the movie being like, no, I don't want to do that because it's cheap, fuck you! Have you ever seen Star Trek? Star Trek was all about that fucking goofy, cheap shit. It's Star Trek. It's supposed to be whimsical. You know? Like, fuck. And I'm not even a huge Star Trek fan either. Like, that's my whole thing. Like, I have never been a huge Star Trek fan. I've always been more of a Star Wars fan. Which is why I find the movie Fanboys absolutely fucking hilarious.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, man, I need to watch that fucking movie again. But, yeah, like... my whole thing is, like, if you're gonna do a reboot and you're gonna bring in old cast members, do it right. Like, fucking, I know I'm fucking speaking blasphemy when I say that these new Star Wars movies did something right. But bringing back almost everyone from the original cast, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, spoilers, you get to see every original cast member in this new movie. So,
fuck yeah.
Like,
for me personally, I don't personally give a shit about spoilers for the new movies, just because, like, I'm at such a low level of giving a shit that it's just like, I'm just gonna go see the Rise of Skywalker just to see, like, how it ends. Like, I do not give a shit about any of these characters unless Gwendolyn Christie comes back as Phasma and they don't dick her like the last two movies.
Oh yeah, I got bad news for you. She is nowhere to be found in this flick.
Oh, fuck you, JJ. Fuck you, Ryan. Fuck you, Kennedy.
Fuck you all! Ah, shit. But yeah, fucking... So... In closing remarks, anyways, just because I need to wrap this up and get something to eat.
Same.
But, just wrapping this up, like, I am... sequels are a tricky thing, like, obviously, but I feel like when you go beyond 15 plus years before the sequel is made, I feel like if you still have the energy to want to do something like that, just reboot, you know? Reboot, but do it right. Because clearly there are some reboots that can be done. It can be done.
Yeah. And then there are a lot that can't.
Right. There is a lot of things that cannot be saved, and those things that can't be saved probably shouldn't be saved.
Oh God, like this tweet should not be saved. Oh my God. That hurts my heart. If you start watching Avengers Endgame at 9:29:30 seconds on New Year's Eve, Tony will snap at midnight. The only way to go into 2020.
Not okay.
That fucking hurts my heart.
Not okay.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. Oh.
But I find just so long as the new movie is done with the same level of respect that it actually deserves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it really is a time limit, because like we said, like the new Halloween,
yeah,
like that's a great example of a sequel that was done beautifully.
A horror movie sequel nonetheless.
A horror movie sequel done beautifully by the original creator,
doubling as a
because the
reboot.
original creator, yeah, in a way, yeah. Done by the original creator because the original creator actually wanted to do it. You know, and yeah, everyone who worked on that showed it the level of respect that I really believe it deserved. There were some pacing issues, but you know what? That's one small thing for what is arguably a fantastic movie.
Abso-fucking-lutely. And on that very high note, before we fucking wrap this up officially, Fish, what do you got going on?
At the moment, nothing, just because work and like possibly transitioning from seasonal to part-time, trying to get a set schedule and all that. But I am on the Twitters. I do the tweets and the whatnot. My Twitter handle is @Fishkidmal, FISHKIDMAL. And I like to stream whenever I can, twitch.tv/Fishkidmal. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
All right. Well,
hope y'all are having a good day.
Fucking right on. Fucking, thank you all for tuning in to the Derailed podcast. Fucking, as always, we couldn't stay on fucking topic, but that's exactly why it's called Derailed. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time.
Happy